Good morning. If today was your last day, or this week was your last week, or the doctor says you have till summer to live, what would you do? Who would you help? Who would you visit? What would you sell? What would you give away? What would you make amends over? What would you do that you've always wanted to do? What would you do that you never did, that you should have done? Who would you forgive? Who would you reconnect with? And how would you decide and see clearly now what really matters? You know, they often say, I didn't know what really mattered until I lost it. I didn't know what really mattered until the doctor told me I was going to die. Wow, I can see clearly now. The reign of my confusion, my delusions, my illusions are gone. The things that clouded my mind, the things that I made important that weren't, the things that I valued that I shouldn't have, the things that I pursued and chased and desired that I should have never made my delight. What would you do? If you knew that? What would you do? Can it ever be too late? If there's breath in your belly, I don't think so. Might be too late to build a house, but not too late to prepare the resources and materials for a house to be built in your name. So you could leave a legacy either way. King David did. Maybe what you did not do with what you had, someone else will. That's why rich men leave their wealth to certain foundations, charities, or a certain individual, a trustee. Something that they didn't get to do, they should have done, and realize they've been sitting on a pile of cash or a pile of whatever, time, and they didn't do with their time, but they know that time is still going without them. So they ask somebody else, would you finish this for me? Will you take care of this for me? Will you look after this person for me? Would you build this for me? Would you dedicate this? It's too late for me, but it's not too late for me to make it right. If you knew, getting right with God. And how many people are in their right mind? You see, the biggest problem with that scenario is a lot of people are not in their right mind when they get a diagnosis like that. Some people, when they get bad news, they go to their knees and pray. Some, when they get bad news, they turn to a bottle. Some, when they get bad news, they call on a friend, a shoulder to cry on. They go and talk to their priest or their pastor or their best friend. Some, when they get bad news, they pray. They meditate. Some, when they get bad news, don't do any of that. They get angry, vengeful, vindictive. They swim in a pool of self-pity and derision. In other words, some people, when they get bad news, make things even worse. They don't try to live their best life. They're angry, upset, and bitter. They live and lead an even worse life. Some hit the wall and say, what's the use? What's the use? Your dying days could at least be your best days. That's the use. Your worst days can turn into your brightest days and your darkest hour. You have an opportunity to be an example of how to carry the worst cross in the worst position. Why be angry and bitter, unforgiving and resentful? Why not just humble? And live your best days and the worst days, your brightest hours and your darkest, your most joyful and your saddest. And who knows, like Hezekiah, you may have just extended your life, regardless of what the doctors and the prognosticators have told you. You may have just opened up the windows of heaven, and maybe just what the Lord was looking for your miracle.